If mealtime is a constant battle in your house and you're tired of preparing meals that your child refuses to eat, you're not alone. Picky eating is a very common challenge that many toddler and preschool parents face, but today we're going to talk about some mistakes that you might be making that could actually be making your child's picky eating worse and what you can do about it. Now, before we dive in, I want you to know that if you're making any of these mistakes, it doesn't mean you're a bad parent. We're all just trying to do our best, and lots of times we're making these mistakes with the best intentions. And for the record, I've made all of them personally. But sometimes these backfire when it comes to feeding our little ones. First up, we have pressuring or forcing children to eat. I get it. You just want your child to eat something nutritious or stop eating chicken nuggets and Cheerios every single night. Me too. But here's the thing. Pressure can actually make picky eating worse. When we pressure our kids to eat, whether it's through bribes, threats, or even some gentle coaxing, this actually turns them away from wanting to try new foods. Toddlers are notorious for wanting to be in control, so pushing them into eating something they don't want to will most likely land you in a power struggle. This goes for talking about the food too much or how good it is or anything along those lines too. Also, forcing children to eat a certain amount can teach them to ignore their bodily cues of hunger and fullness. So instead of saying things like, just take 3 more bites, or you can't leave the table until you finish your vegetables, try to create a more relaxed atmosphere at meal times. Offer a variety of foods, including at least one thing you know your child likes, and then let them decide how much to eat. A great thing to remember here is what your job is as the parent regarding meal times. Your job is to decide what to serve, and your child's job is to decide what they eat and how much. This approach, known as the division of responsibility in feeding, can help reduce mealtime stress and encourage healthier eating habits in the long run. Next up, we have preparing separate meals for picky eaters. I know you want your child to eat something. Anything. But when we become short order cooks, making special meals just for our picky eaters, we're actually reinforcing their limited food preferences. Think about it. If your child knows they can refuse a family meal and still get their favorite foods, why would they ever try anything new? Instead, try serving family-style meals with at least one food that your child usually eats. This way, there's always something familiar on the table, but your child also has the opportunity to see and potentially try new foods. Plus, they see everyone eating the same thing. And here's a pro tip. Involve your child in meal planning and preparation. When kids have a say in what's being served and help prepare the food, they're more likely to be interested in eating it. Our third mistake is actually a combination of 2 related issues: giving up too quickly on new foods and limiting exposure to a variety of foods. Did you know that it could take up to 15 to 20 exposures to a new food before a child might be willing to try it? Many parents give up after just a few tries thinking, my child doesn't like that. But persistence is key here. At the same time, some parents might avoid introducing new foods altogether, sticking to the few safe foods they know their child will eat. But this limits your child's exposure to different tastes, textures, and nutrients. The solution? Keep offering a variety of foods in different ways, even if your child doesn't eat them right away. And start small. Provide a tiny piece or portion on your child's plate without any expectation that they'll eat it. So don't say anything about it. Remember what we talked about in our first tip? If they don't eat it or touch it, don't worry. Over time, as the food becomes more familiar, your child might become curious enough to give it a try. And remember, exposure doesn't always mean eating. Touching, smelling, or even just having the food nearby counts as exposure too. These are all wins in the picky eating world. Mistake number 4 is a big one. Offering too many snacks or allowing grazing throughout the day. When kids snack all day, they're less likely to be hungry at meal times. And if they're not hungry, they're less likely to try new foods or eat a good variety of foods. Try to establish a regular eating schedule with 3 meals and 1 to 2 snacks per day, depending on your child's age and activity level. This helps ensure that your child comes to the table with an appetite, which can make them more open to trying the foods that you've prepared. And when you do offer snacks, make them count nutritionally. Think of snacks as mini meals rather than treats. This is a great opportunity to offer fruits, vegetables, or other nutritious foods that your child might be hesitant to eat at main meals. Something I love to do is if we're getting close to dinner and my kids are asking for a snack, I'll only allow them to eat something that I would want them to eat with their dinner. So I love offering veggies here. I simply let them know, okay, your choices are cucumbers or tomatoes right now. Which would you like? If they don't want those, I let them know that dinner will be served soon. And I brace myself for the big feelings. Last but not least, we have serving adult-sized portions. Big portions can be really overwhelming for little ones, and they might actually discourage them from even trying the food. Remember, a child's stomach is about the size of their fist. That's not very big. Start with small portions. We're talking tablespoon-sized servings for young children. This makes the meal less intimidating and gives your child the opportunity to ask for more if they're still hungry. This approach has another benefit too. When we serve smaller portions, we're less likely to get frustrated if our child doesn't finish everything on their plate. And that means less pressure at meal times, which, as we learned earlier, is a good thing. If you want more support in navigating picky eating and other toddler parenting challenge, I am opening up my parenting membership, the Life with Littles Lounge, very soon. It is exclusively for parents of toddlers and preschoolers. We will have things like live Q&A sessions, group coaching, tons of resources, monthly workshops with group experts, and downloadable resources for you and your littles. Click the link in the description to get on the wait list so you can be the first to know when it opens. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips to help you love your life with littles. And go ahead and drop a comment below about which of these mistakes surprised you the most. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.